I'm not sure who Salt is, so my bad on that. And I think Jaden's also from Super Meme.
He's the homie. He's been around for a while. He's
okay. And I believe Jaden's also from Super Meme. So, some interesting comps here. The Blaster going down really quick from Upgrade's side. I'm kind of curious about why they went with Blaster on this map. It's not the weakest choice, but Blaster's kind of been falling out of meta. And wow, really quick aggression from the pickup side. Sendou's head, I should call them by their name. Really quick aggression, and they're just getting right in there. That's 3 going down. Only Copilot left to defend. Let's see if they kind of hold forward into him. Nope, they're being smart about this. They're not just running up onto a heavy. They're just keeping map right now. And wow, Juan going down, I believe, to Salt the sniper. This is getting the snowballed really quick. What can they do?
Yeah, this is a little bit of a crazy start. I mean, I think that the Blaster is going to be a little bit... First off, it's an odd pick because there's not that much painting on the comp. You know, you have the Kensa dualies and the Mini. So if if the Mini is ever dead, you can't do anything. Not being able to slay without your support alive sucks.
That's a heavy.
Oh, sorry. Well, either way... Oh, that's even worse. But oh, no. That's it's over already before you can correct my mistake. So, I mean, what I wanted to spit out there is, if you have a team comp where there's only one member of your team that can actually paint, you're in a situation where if that support is dead, your Slayers can't do anything. And and looking at, 0 kills out of one of those Slayers, the Dynamo, that one kill might have been an armor assist. That's no bueno, because what you want is the Slayers to be slaying all the time, and the support to be making it unfair. You don't want to be in a situation where your Slayers can't slay without the support. That's not what the support's there to do. Yeah, obviously the support's there to enable a bunch of crazy unfair stuff, but it's not there to enable the ability to play in the first place. So not the comp that you want to see, especially versus a Brush and all this, this well balanced team that has an annoying Brush running around.
Yeah, and they're very aggressive players. I know that. I mean, I think Super Meme was kind of one of his strengths was just having very mechanically sound Slayers and players that can just run up on you and do the shoot button. And also Salt getting a nice few picks with the sniper. I think they played to their strengths over the comp very well, especially for being a pickup. I mean, they're very strong players, so they really put it all together. I also think that the Blaster and Dynamo combo was kind of iffy because those are both weapons that can kind of have a hard time getting back in. Blaster is a bit slow to get in.
It's like a one or the
as
other.
Well as Dynamo, because they both shoot a shot, wait, shoot a shot. You can't really just go with it. There's a really slow tempo to it, and I think that definitely hurts on zones. But we're getting to Tower Walleye. It'll be interesting to see how Upgrade approaches this after that quick knockout.
Yeah, we'll see if they change up that comp, right? And to kind of add on to what you're saying, it's you don't want to have more than one slow, one shot at a time weapon unless those weapons do something so good that it works every time. And we see a slightly change up of the comp, but not that much handing. Interestingly, on the side of our Sendou's head pickup, we see a little bit less painting this time. Nick going from the Brush to a Kensa Pro. So we really have one weapon that's able to paint on both sides. So as far as the matchup's concerned, that's going to be a little bit more fair. But as we see right away, Sendou's head is going to be really forcing a lot of control over the game. That Stingray isn't really getting enough done. They finally actually do get some picks, so this is an okay defense from Upgrade, but it looks like Upgrade is still, Sendou's head is still able to keep pushing despite all of that. A 3v1 situation finally ends that, but that opening right there, it kind of reinforces what we saw in the first game, which is Upgrade having a little bit of trouble with dealing with
nice snipe,
the threat of the enemy.
Yep. To Upgrade's credit, that Stingray actually did have a solid stop to that push, as well as they took advantage of Sendou's head. Kind of, we saw Salt using a Stingray up in the corner, and they just got rid of it because he was out of position. And now they're getting a lot of picks here. That's 3 down from Sendou's head side. They have a lot of paint, but they're going to need to move up. They have nobody in front of the tower right now. They have the one player over there on the elbow caught in the Blaster, but it remains to be seen how far he can really push up. But he's using Inkjet now. They're combining their specials, and they're getting a lot of picks in a row. That's almost 2 wipes back to back there.
Yeah, that was really nice. I was a little bit questioning the use of the Stingray preemptively, considering that the Splatter Scope might have been getting a Stingray soon, but ended up working out because they do take out the Splatter Scope. They do continue to push, and looks like they're going to have another Stingray again soon. Yep, Squirt is able to build that ray. He's able to back up, and he's able to fire off again. So this is 2 Stingrays back-to-back out of the Dynamo without dying before Sendou's head can get a single one, and the tower is pushed up really far as a 2v1 situation. Full wipe again. 3rd wipe in a row, and if you consider all the deaths happening between those, it might as well be like 3.5, 4. As Sendou is finally able to start kind of stabilizing, but no! More double kills coming out of Upgrade right now, and I don't think this push is over.
Yeah, it looks like it's been tamed for now, but they still have all this control. They finally get back on the tower. Cotton up here putting in work, getting a kill and I think an assist. Another kill on Yoshi. That's another wipe. Now I think that's the end of the game because they do not respawn that quickly. This isn't Splat 1. You don't have quick respawn, stealth jump.
I didn't even think that would save you from that like 5th wipe in a row. We were getting close to double digits in wipes.
They put it together. I think you said they didn't have the biggest comp changes, but I think the changes they did make, really benefited. I think Cotton was able to get a lot of clutch inkjet kills, as well as Squirt, with the Dynamo building Stingray so fast because he just shoots his goo everywhere. Walleye being a very strong Stingray map, I think everybody knows this, especially tower control. And I mean, the Stingray came in clutch, Cotton came in clutch. They just kind of did what they needed to, and then after Cotton goes down, Juan moves up, Nerf and Zapping moves up, gets his picks. They kind of just traded off their positioning and just stringed it together and never really stopped.
Yeah, I mean, that was basically the opposite of what we saw the first game. Now, at the very beginning of that game, we did see Upgrade kind of go down, and a push got started, and honestly, that Stingray, while I did get the double kill, it looks really sketchy because like almost both of those kills got away, and if that had been the case, that probably would have been a very scary push to deal with, but it didn't really matter anyway because they got that knockout, although unexpected, it happened. So we're into our first, well, obviously every set is going to be a game 3 in Swiss where you play all 3, but this is our first, organic
tiebreaker.
Yeah, it's our first actual 1-1 in one of these sets against 2 really strong teams. Now, both of these games so far have been a little bit of a landslide. Rainmaker Arowana has the potential to just be a quick knockout, so I hope that we do see a more even match. Now, obviously, we know that both teams are able to bring the Stingray action, splash damage weapons that can take advantage of this map uniquely to the table. I'm wondering if we're going to see a Grim Range Blaster or a Rapid or anything like that, anything a little bit different than what we've seen so far to take advantage of the way Arowana Maw plays out when it comes to certain splash damage weapons. And yeah, I probably still going to see a Dynamo as well, which I don't know that much about, to be honest, but I'm assuming the vertical flick's got to be good.
I think just in general, I feel like Dynamo could be a strong pick here, whether it be just shooting from the side down into mid and then getting on the ramp and just flicking Zinc over.
I have this perception of Dynamo being good on Arowana just because standing behind zone and flicking into it in Splat 1 zones on this map was just so ridiculous that I have this permanent perception that Dynamo and Arowana go together. We'll see how true that comes, and Squirt is going to be going with Dynamo. It looks like that is going to be vanilla. And we are going to fire right on up. So we see a Slosher Deco and Pro plus Sloshing Machine coming out. Very interesting that we see 2 ball points and we don't see a heavy Deco from the side that doesn't have a Dynamo. Right now we see a very early Stingray right off the bat coming out of Squirt. We see a 3v2 situation. We see a couple picks right there. Actually, going to be advantage for Sendou's head right off here at the start, and I don't know if the Rainmaker is going to push that far, but we definitely see a bloodbath right off the bat line.
Yeah, for sure. Squirt able to get a double kill to stop the Rainmaker and the push, but he's kind of alone right here. He finds that one guy that's just good, and now he's going to be able to hopefully paint mid, but nice. Wow, Salt not able to get that kill fast enough.
Not able to not die from the Dynamo flick to the face.
Well, that's just a really good reaction from Squirt, but his pro gonna kind of run into the close and get picked off. They need to not die 1v1 to get control of this mid area. They need You know, they can't run it alone on this map because that's just a recipe for disaster. They're trying to build specials. Both teams having 2 right now. It's kind of a neutral situation, but obviously Upgrade coming from behind here. They do get those 2 picks though, which could be very big for them if Cotton can stay alive here.
Yeah, as a baller, so his ability to stay alive has quite high potential right now. But I mean, this is the problem, right? You know, it's like, you know, hey, you know, you got to get something started. Air 1 and Maul is really hard, even with all the changes from Splat 1 to Splat 2. It is really hard to get something going out of that neutral situation. You really just got to keep going back and forth and surviving until someone gets a pick. Salt right here, playing that situation well, just holding close. He sees Raymer gets picked up. He tries to take advantage of it. Now he's forced to use a Booyah Bomb. Here's some of these picks that we talked about. So whoever comes out on top of this engagement should be in a pretty decent spot. The Booyah Bomb gets 2. The Stingray also puts it into, so really good specials there.
Yeah.
End up stopping what could have been a really huge push.
Just well executed, and Jaden finding a pick on Nerf ends up in a bad situation. Tidebo not able to get that kill in the super jump. Thankfully for Jaden, maybe he had a bit of a heart attack there. I know I did. But this looks good for Sendou's head. They had what it takes. They did burn their specials, but if they can stall this out a bit, they have the high ground, they have mid. Salt maybe coming behind here. And that's 3 picks for Sendou's head, a wipe for Sendou's head with still 2 alive to pop the Rainmaker and just go. They're just going to get some points real quick. And the knockout. Oh is right.
Oh is right. I mean, we said it out loud. This map definitely has the potential for a quick knockout, but you know, in the case of this match, not before a lot of really clean back and forth and